Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. TMax here. I vlog about language, culture, and travel, and I am sitting in a full squat position because one of my goals this year is to get better at sitting in this position. So as you can see in the mirror over there, I'm using a half Bosu ball to help me with this and just trying to spend some time at the bottom of the squat, try to improve my hip mobility. So that's just a side note. I just recently finished spending 6 weeks traveling in and around Colombia. I had an amazing time. I got a chance to visit 9 different locations in the country. I met so many cool new people. I learned so much about the culture. I even learned some Spanish, which we'll get to later at the end of this video. And I just really enjoyed my time there. I made a ton of vlogs. I got a lot of videos coming out with some amazing 4K drone footage that you'll want to check out soon. And I also posted a video about how much money I spent while I was traveling all around Colombia. So if you haven't seen that yet, definitely check that out in the link below. But today's video is just a recap and also just some observations that I had while traveling around the country. It didn't really warrant its own video, or it didn't really warrant a short or anything like that. I also made some really good shorts, so check those out too. But I did want to just kind of sum up my whole experience there with 13 just random observations that I had while traveling around Colombia. So the first one is, based on what I saw, nobody stops at stop signs. Those are like suggestions, and even sometimes stop lights, you know, especially at night, late at night when there's no other cars coming. I mean, people are not even slowing down. They're just like, yep, I know nobody's there, and they're just flying through. And one thing about these cars is they all seem to be quite small. Like, smaller cars are preferred in South America, and obviously for gas prices that makes perfect sense, but it's mostly manual cars, just like in Europe, and they whip these little things, and it's just really impressive to see these guys drive these small cars. And so one thing that I saw more in Europe and in China were scooters. And in Colombia, I don't see many scooters. Most people who are on some sort of two-wheel transportation were on motorcycles, like full-out motorcycles. So I guess for some reason motorcycles are preferred over scooters in this area. And if you are driving down the street and you do see a cop, their lights will be on just all the time. I don't know if this just is a way to tell you that they're on duty. They're not actually chasing anybody. They're not pulling anyone over. They're not doing anything. Just their lights are always on. And I think only when the sirens go on is when they're actually doing something. But maybe it's just a way to say, hey, I'm here, you know, be on guard. Whew, sitting at the bottom of this position is quite tough. I'm like, my knees are starting to hurt and my hips are really tight, but I have to spend more time here so I can get better at it. So don't let me off the hook, keep me down here. And so when you are driving and you want to go to a restaurant, and in Colombia, a lot of the restaurants are just like right on the side of the road. They don't have like off-street parking. You park on the side of the road. So there's a lot of these guys who will step out into traffic so that you can park your car, and then when you're ready to leave, they'll jump out in traffic for you, and they'll, you know, stop everybody so you can back out and get back onto the main road. There's a lot of restaurants like this, and they're all like back to back on the side of the road, and each one has their own parking attendant. I actually only saw this in Bogotá. Apparently it's a common thing where they, for instance, will steal your side mirror and then leave a ransom note on the car and say, hey, if you want your side mirror back, you know, send money to this place or whatever, or we'll just sell it and make money that way. So there's these parking attendants in a lot of the busy areas, and they do double duty. They help you park, and they help you find spots. And then, of course, they also kind of are watching to make sure nobody's taking your stuff. In the end, you just give them a small tip. And I've traveled to a lot of countries around the world, and I've seen prostitution in other places. But in Colombia, the prostitution's like oftentimes just like on the main strip, like right where families are walking by. And particularly in Cartagena, like the prostitutes were everywhere. You didn't have to go to like a special region. They're there. And somebody mentioned to me that a lot of them were refugees from other countries, particularly Venezuela, since they were having some issues right now in their country. So a lot of people are leaving. And this also is seen with the men who are like selling cigarettes or candy or whatever. And I don't know if there's something about my face that says, hey, I like drugs and prostitution and illegal activities. But everywhere I went, they would walk up to me and say, hey, you know, you want some candy? You want some beer? You want some weed cocaine hookers, and it was always the same line. It was like whatever they were selling, and then weed, cocaine, and women. And I guess I just have that look about me that says I want those things, but obviously I did not partake in any of those things. And most of South America is well known for the deliciousness of their food, and a lot of the dishes are the same. But in Colombia, where I was, I mean, I don't think I had a bad meal. Like everything, all the food was just really well flavored. The fruit is so fresh. I mean, half the time you just pick it off the tree. And I noticed a lot of dishes had this Spanish influence where they were heavily pork based, because in Spain they love to eat pork. So here as well. And of course in Colombia in the north, there's lots of seafood dishes. The food was amazing. And so I spent some time in Cali during La Feria, which is just a big salsa festival. And then you can see more about that in the link in the description below. It was just really interesting to me that you could walk up to any woman and just ask her to dance. I mean, she could be with her husband or boyfriend or whatever, and you know, you can just ask them to dance, and it's perfectly fine. Nobody bats an eye. If you see the most beautiful woman you've ever seen, it's just super easy to walk up and say, hi, you wanna dance? And she's probably gonna say yes, and her boyfriend's not gonna care. And he'll probably go dance with somebody else. And it was just really blowing my mind that, you know, you can just dance with anyone you want. And because salsa is so important, it's so much a part of the culture, it might look romantic to us, but for them it's just a fun activity that you can do with anybody. I chose to fly quite a bit in Colombia, and I talked about this in my budget breakdown video. When I flew internationally in and out of Colombia, they wouldn't let me take water. But domestically, they didn't care. Like, I had a full water bottle and I went through security and they didn't make me pour it out or anything. Oh man, my legs hurt. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Ooh. Okay, I was in that squat position for like 10 minutes, which is a record for me. So I'm pretty happy about that, but I have to get out of it because my legs aren't working anymore. So one other thing, just a general observation, has to do with the language. And I mentioned in my Bogotá video a lot of the different words that I was learning, but I also like taking pictures of signs, things I was like, what the heck is that? And then I figured out later, I was like, oh, okay, this means something different. So here's just a few examples. I noticed in Colombia, a lot of the signs are commands versus infinitive that you would see in Spain. So when you're looking at doors, for example, in Spain it would be empujar, but in Colombia it's empuje, like you push. And then in Spain we would tirar, like we pull the door. And in Colombia it's ale. And I'd never even seen this word before, and I was like, what the heck is hail? And that's the way they say pull in Colombia. So everywhere in the EU, no matter what language they speak, stop signs say stop. Same thing in the US. In Spain, they say stop. In Colombia, the stop signs actually say pare. And every time I would go to eat, I kept seeing the sign that says, you have to cancel your order here. And I'm like, why would I cancel my order at the checkout? Cancelar actually means to order. And it also means to cancel. So that's, you know, not confusing at all. But in Spain, it would always be pagar, pay. And one-way signs are actually one thing that are different in Europe and different countries. In Spain, it would say sentido único, like, you know, one direction. And in Colombia it says una vía. And I mentioned this one in my Bogotá video. Tinto in Spain refers to red wine. Vino tinto, tinted wine or red wine. But tinto in Colombia is actually black coffee. And so in Spain we would use the word girar to turn. And I've heard it as well in Colombia. But the street sign actually says no virar. And this word actually translates to English like veer, but I've never seen it on a sign before. I actually never even heard the word before. You can turn, but you can't veer to a certain direction. And when you're going to restaurants, you know, certain names mean certain things. So pulperia in Spain refers to a place where they sell pulpo, which is octopus, because octopus is really delicious and it's popular, and you'll find restaurants that specialize in that, so they call themselves pulperia. But in Colombia, they're just gonna sell, like, you know, snacks and candy and lottery tickets or something like that. It's a convenience store. And there was no octopus in there when I went to go look. So my trip in Colombia is all finished. I'm still traveling around South America, going to new places. I'm just enjoying my time being a digital nomad. If you like this kind of content, please feel free to like and share and comment and let me know what other types of content you want to see. Thanks for following me on this journey, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.